All right, today is March the 1st, 2016. We're watching the Northeast Pacific Water Vapor Loop. And right now at 9:30, or at about 9:40 in the evening, we have a temperature of 59 degrees. The relative humidity is 60%. The dew point is 45 degrees. And the barometric pressure is 30.03. And we're watching a couple of storms. We've got one here that just moved onshore today into Oregon, Washington, and into Canada. And then we have this one right here. This is a 965 millibar storm, a very large system. This morning, this was a very tightly wrapped, very well organized storm. And we can see now that we actually have a straight edge forming. This core has been being targeted all day long. And if we look at the rainbow loop, we can see that the moisture field that was wrapping into the core has been detached. And the transmitter is focusing right along this entire area right here. And that's what's forming this long straight edge. Everything is evaporating in the under this powerful RF that's being transmitted onto that core. So I would say that at some point we may see another right angle. There was a partial right angle today, earlier around 3 o'clock, but right now we just see a straight edge. And we see a lot of that moisture in the core evaporating right here. So we're going to keep an eye on this system. It's moving to the northeast. And it's amazing. With all this weather going on, Southern California is getting just nothing but warm, basically very warm weather and a lot of aerosols. We had very heavy chemtrailing again today in Los Angeles as this moisture field moved through the area. All this right here came through earlier today. And over the Colorado River, which runs right down here through Arizona and California down to the Gulf of California, we saw a very, very heavy chemtrailing. And we'll take a look at that here in a second. Here is the 300 millibar jet stream. You can see that things are flowing pretty nicely until we get to California. And then we take a left turn. There's a lot of high pressure still installed right in here. And we'll take a look at that. All right, next we have the western U.S. water vapor loop. And we can see, first, let me go back. I missed a detail here. Let's go back and take a look at, there's high pressure right in between these two systems to keep them separated, to prevent these two from merging. And we see that especially in the rainbow loop. We'll take a look at that all the way around the system. We see areas of high pressure, and that's going to prevent this system from merging with anything around it, which includes this next this jet stream flow, which would normally feed into this core. We go back and take a look here. We can see that this is completely interrupted. This moisture field would normally be winding and feeding this system, but they've got high pressure right here. This is a transmitter breaking up the jet stream flow right here, and that's not really shown on the jet stream map. That should be showing a big hole right here where all of that heat is being applied, but that's not being shown. But we do have a lot of high pressure all the way around this system. Okay, let's take a look next at the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see the size of this storm. This is a very large system, and we have a lot of aerosols being sprayed all through here. We'll take a look at that on the MODIS today. And let's take a look next at the infrared loop. All this moisture passed through California earlier today, and there was exceptionally intense aerosol spraying right over this Colorado River. So there's, I would say there's Wall Street interests that probably have water futures, and they don't want it to rain and fill a few reservoirs, so they're spraying very intensely over that area. Okay, here's the Pacific surface analysis map, and we can see that there is still high pressure all up and down this west coast and offshore. Yesterday I called it the 13th day, but in fact today is the 13th day. I got ahead of myself. Yesterday was the 12th day. Today's the 13th day of installed stationary high pressure right here. And this is going to block this system from delivering any rain into California for the next couple of days. This is a 965 millibar storm system. And we have a developing storm shown here. We've got a couple of troughs. And we have this system that just moved into Washington and Canada, 986 millibar Gale-force system. And then we have another low up here. And then we have a high pressure that's going to move over in this direction. And we have high pressure indicated right here between these two systems. We have these ridges. Actually, there's high pressure all the way around this one system to prevent it from merging with anything around it. All right, let's look at this is the MODIS Today map. This is the True Color satellite map showing the chemtrail activity. Everything in this screen is all chemtrail mix. And if we pan offshore, you might be able to see some real clouds. I'll try to find some real clouds so we can make a comparison. All right, what we're looking at here right now is this is the Colorado River right here. And if we notice, look at the chemtrail spraying that's been sprayed over this river as it moves all the way down towards the Gulf of California. Okay, so here's the Gulf of California down here. We have spraying all over the place. It's everywhere. Look at all these lines. They're just running everywhere. Okay. So there was an effort to spray exceptionally thoroughly over this Colorado River. I wanted to point this out because this indicates collusion to not allow rain to fall in an area where we have water storage areas. There's a lot of reservoirs along the Colorado River. We all know that. And so this is just another piece of evidence that things are actually pretty corrupt. And so I just want to point that out. I don't know if I can find any real clouds in this view today. This looks like some real clouds offshore. This is quite a ways offshore. This is brilliant white, real clouds. Now if we go back to where we just were, on shore, this is San Diego right here. Right there is San Diego. Continuing to pan in, we can see the obvious color difference. This dirty white stuff is the chemtrail mix. Okay. All right, let's go on to this is the sea level pressure analysis. And we see that there's been a separation. This used to be one solid monolithic area of high pressure all through here. And we have a channel here now that is, these two are separated. We've got 1,024 here, 1,023 here, and then there's some other amount through this area. This is probably 4 millibars lower. At any rate, we do have a low that's moving on shore to the northeast, and there's no rain in the forecast. Here's the 500 millibar map. We have an area of low pressure indicated down here, a big pocket. And we have some ridges here, and that's where that storm is moving in. Okay, there's a big storm right here. All right, here's the 300 millibar. And we can see that there's a troughs here, low pressure. Now, there is some forecast for rain on Sunday, and I find it pretty amazing that we would have to wait till Sunday to see any kind of rain from what's going on here. We had all this moisture moving through today. They were chemtrailing all day long. This is moisture that should have brought rain. And why do we have to wait? What's happening on Sunday? What do they got planned here for Sunday? This is going to move to the northeast. Maybe something behind this system. These are moving pretty quick. So we've got, today is Tuesday. We've got several days before Sunday rolls around. Maybe they've got something planned for the storm after this one. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyhow, so that was the 300 millibar. Let's take a look at this is the wave analysis map. We can see that right off of Oregon and Washington, we have 24-foot swells. That's from that storm that just moved on shore. This 965 millibar storm is generating 33-foot swells. We've got 27, 24-foot, and 12-foot swells moving towards the west coast. All right, and finally, here is the SSEC geostationary water vapor map. We can see, I'll get this adjusted here, we can see some very heavy aerosol spraying on the jet stream, which is moving in this direction into California. And we can see all these streaks. They're running partially diagonal, and they're all through this as this moves in to California. And right here over the Colorado River is where we were just looking, where all that aerosol spraying was taking place. So this is a well-coordinated effort. It looks like they are deliberately, there's really no question about what they're doing. They're stopping the rain, especially along the Colorado River, where a lot of that rain would be able to be stored. So I think that there's probably some Wall Street interests that are involved in this scheme that we've been following for the last 9 months on video. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Let's just leave it right here, and we will do another update tomorrow.